ticket sales, and, of course, we got a big matchup in the NFL and college football. Tommy Yarsh of DallasCowboys.com joins us at 8 o'clock, and Ann Parker Coleman is back at 8:17. I am your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And, of course, we've got our guy Marcus behind the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Also, if you want to voice your opinion, all you got to do is leave us a message by using that talkback feature on the new and improved and always free iHeartRadio app. We'll give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Judas Priest and Alice Cooper. And, of course, you can leave your opinion on what you think about the game this weekend. But last night in the NFL, Tua Tagovailoa became Tua Tagovailoa. I'm going to get my coach fired once again because of the fact that he continues to try to turn the ball over in inopportune times. He and Tyreek Hill seem to have worked some things out, but the fact still remains they don't look like a cohesive unit on the offensive side of the ball.
Somebody's got to go.
Yeah. And the way that they continue to go out there, they made it a game. And I think that's one of the biggest things that we've got to try to understand about these matchups. Just like last week with the Cowboys and the Giants, we thought that the Cowboys were going to beat the Giants pretty handily. But the thing about it is they're not that type of team. And I don't mean it like that. It's a divisional game.
Right.
So it's a rivalry. Every time you play within your division, the records don't matter. So that's what happened last night. Short week, they went out there and played
both teams played very well, and somebody's got to lose.
Yeah.
And I'm going to talk about this in my World's Strongest Take and give some real deep dive examples of what happened. And they just have the better team. The Bills just have the better team.
Well, the Bills have so much balance when you think about what Josh Allen can do with his legs and with his arm. And then you got James Cook being able, they got him signed just in time. And he's got the lowest center of gravity that you can possibly have because his balance is so ridiculous. He was just bouncing off of people the entire time.
You know who he is? He's a smaller version of Cedric Benson. Cedric Benson had a way of hitting a hole, and his back would be parallel to everybody's waist. And if you hit him, his hand would touch the ground. Cook does that all the time. You hit him, he goes down, his hand hits the ground, pushes himself back up a foot, and he goes another 3-4 yards. I don't know how these guys do that, but it's a special, special gift.
Yeah, he is made some plays, and he continues to make plays. They spread the ball around. I mean, you start to think about how many guys caught a pass from Josh last night. I think it was like 10 different receivers caught passes last night. So they come at you in waves. They've been doing this for quite some time. But the story continues to be about the Miami Dolphins. This was once a fairy tale relationship in the very beginning. Mike McDaniel was brought in to help Tua Tagovailoa become the player that he needed to be because him and Flores were not seeing eye to eye. Mike McDaniel comes in, they go out, they get Tyreek Hill. They look like a well-oiled machine at times. They looked explosive. They had all kinds of players. And now they are a shell of themselves. And again, the timing of the interception by Tua, this goes, you can compare him to Cowboys in the past. You can compare him to so many different people. But he has to try to figure out what we're going to do to be better because the jobs are on the line. The jobs are on the line. And Mike McDaniel spoke after the game, and this dude is lost.
He's lost.
I wanted to protect the ball. I wish I could, I think I think the quarterback has to be responsible for it. However, I wish I could just put it on him, but I think it's a tough job to do when there's someone in your face. We need everybody needs to do better, and we can't. If you got to ditch the ball to the flat in moments like that, and that's what we have to learn from.
Man, what in the world?
I'm sitting here like wanting to judge him.
I know,
but I can't
I'm a big
because
fan.
I'm in pain.
I'm a big fan. I was a big fan of
Bro,
him.
he's very Sark-esque with how he designed plays that get people in space and there's nobody around.
Yeah.
It's like a magic trick. He's a smart guy, but you know what he is? He's an offensive coordinator. And he needs to keep his mouth shut because it's basically saying, hey, I'm on this vape pen and it's got a high dosage.
Man, stay off him with the vape pen, dog. Stay off him
when
with
you
it.
hear him, you think flighty. You hear aloof, lost.
Right.
Can't grasp the word that fits. That's what high people sound like. I'm just saying,
man,
the dude is on full 20 every day.
I mean, come on, man. Leave this dude alone, man. I can't help but that he is in a special place all the time. But the thing about it is
a special place.
Yeah,
it's called hitting your head on a satellite is what it is. He is high. He needs to cut it out. Like, stop. Listen, if you know you've been under high stress this whole game, and as soon as the game is over, he go hit it. And then he's got to go and talk to the media. Wait until after you talk to the media, please.
All speculation, folks.
It's all jokes.
All speculation.
I am
folks.
a comedian.
Yeah, all speculation, folks. But yes, this team is in a bad spot right now. And I don't know if they're going to be able to come out of this. Now, when you sit back and you look at who they have next, they have their schedule kind of, yeah, it's not going to be easy. They play the Jets. They look like they're a better football team. They do play Carolina. That should be a win. Well, then they play the Chargers. They play Cleveland. Then they play ATL, shouting, Baltimore, Buffalo, Washington. And then they have a bye. They don't have a bye till week 12. Does Mike McDaniel make it to the bye week?
No.
Yeah.
No. Because of the interviews. Not the ineptitude.
Well, he interviewed the same when he got the job. I mean, he's been the same person. He's been kind of that.
Does he sound like that when he was addressing the team?
I'm sure he does. He was like that when we were watching Hard Knocks. They had
because
Hard Knocks.
If I'm an elite player on that team, and he is at a grasp for work, that does not breed confidence.
Yeah.
In him. And if you're the head coach and your decision making has got to be, you have to be curt. And that's something that Jimmy Johnson had. You hear Rex Ryan and the Hardballs, like they are decisive people, and they look down on him. Have you heard? We got to get the sound of Rex Ryan talking about him.
Well, we did. We played
Rex Ryan.
We played
has
it for him.
Contentment for that guy.
But Rex ain't coaching, so Rex ain't got nothing to say.
That's true.
It's easy to sit in the cheap seats and say what you want to say. That's why people pay their money, right? So they can yell at people.
So they can yell.
Yeah, and Rex is a mouthpiece. Rex is just frustrated he don't have a job.
Well, I think he does now.
No, Rex is doing
not
that
in the NFL.
That's what I'm talking about. He wants to be in the NFL. He was lobbying to be the next coach multiple times of different teams. He wanted to go to Chicago, I believe, at one point. He wanted to go back to the Jets at one point. None of them wanted him. It's over, Rex. Just sit over there and be mad. I mean, I guarantee you,
he's very abrasive.
Mike McDaniel will get a job again, as you said, as an offensive coordinator, because he is that guy, and then he can be
Just sit in
that
the
mad
weeds.
scientist. But being the face of an organization has been a tough road to hoe for him.
Yeah.
And now it's starting to go the opposite direction. It was ascending, but now it's like
a comet.
Yeah, exactly. We're just getting started on this Feel Good Football Friday. Coming up next, we're going to hear from Coach Sark as he met for the final time to meet with the media before taking on Sam Houston State tomorrow night, 7 p.m., 7:15 at DKR Texas Memorial Stadium. We'll be right back right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Listen to Coach Sark's weekly press conference live every Monday at 11 a.m.
We got to go enjoy this journey. We need to be present and then ultimately finish the mission.
Hear Coach Sark recap the prior week's games and get you ready for the Horns' next opponent.
Culture eats talent. Culture's really strong. Culture and talent together is a pretty powerful force, and that's something that we've tried to create.
Every question, every answer, every Monday, right here on your home for the Longhorns, 1300 The Zone.
The ultimate celebration of music.
Our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One,
is happening tonight and tomorrow.
live in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena. 16 artists, 2 nights, 1 stage.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
And listen live on the free iHeartRadio app.
Tonight and tomorrow night, starting at 9:30.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
Still a little slow this morning on I-35 northbound after a couple issues clear between FM 150 over to Highway 45, about a 10-minute add to your drive. Similar slowdowns on 183 northbound. You're slow from 130 over to Highway 71, but not seeing any traffic delays on Mopac southbound from 183 over to 45th. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by eBay. Swapping out your tires? There's nothing like it. With eBay, you find the feel you're looking for, from smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need at the prices you'll love. eBay. Things people love.
This Longhorn Minute brought to you by Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. Texas took care of business in Austin, knocking off UTEP 27-10. It wasn't always pretty, but it was enough to move the Longhorns to 2-1 on the season. Arch Manning had his struggles through the air, just 114 yards passing with an interception, but he made plays when Texas needed it the most. Manning punched in 2 rushing touchdowns, one early and another one just before the half, giving the Horns control. The second half belonged to the defense and the special teams as Texas forced turnovers, bottled up the Miners' offense, and tacked on a pair of field goals before Manning finally connected on his long passing touchdown to seal the game. UTEP managed to score late, but it was too little, too late. Final score, Texas 27, UTEP 10. The Horns win ugly, but a win is a win, and now they look to take on Sam Houston State Saturday, 7 p.m. This Longhorn Minute brought to you by Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
Hey there, local business owner. Ready to make some more money? Whether you own an auto shop or a dinner spot, Valpak Direct Marketing can help you do just that. All bells and whistles are included, so you advertise when and where it counts to reach new customers that spend more. Measurable results, proven reach, zero guesswork. That's Valpak. Visit valpak.com/advertise to see if you qualify for a free mailing. That's VALPAK.com/advertise. Let's grow.
We're live at Specs, where elite snack strategies are unfolding. This shopper just dove headfirst into the cheese section, barreling through the brie like he's got something to prove. Now he's eyeing that top shelf tequila. Does he have it? He does! Unbelievable! Specs selection, flawless. Specs savings, unstoppable. He's loading the cart like a man possessed, and it all started at Specs. Cheers to savings.
iHeart presents
The police coming.
Ice Cube, Truth to Power Tour, taking the stage at Moody Center, October 16th.
Straight out of Compton is a crazy brother named Ice Cube.
Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Would you drive 10 minutes for $500? That's the distance from CarMax to Henna Chevrolet. And Henna guarantees you $500 more than any CarMax offer for your vehicle. Just show Henna your written CarMax appraisal offer within 7 days, and you'll get $500,000 more guaranteed. Is your time worth $50 a minute? It is at Henna. Come get your money at Henna.com.
Henna Chevrolet will always stand by you.
Together, let's drive.
We are the boy band. Your tween made you see. We are the boy band. It's Painful Concert number 3. We are the boy band. We're 5 and 19. We are the boy band. Always singing on key.
You love your kids enough to take them to see their favorite band. Love them enough to make sure they're buckled up in the back seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
Back to a feel-good Friday edition of the Morning Kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Coming up at the top of the hour, we have Tommy Yarish of DallasCowboys.com as the Cowboys make the trip to Chicago to take on the Bears this Sunday. Also, we'll have Ian Parker Coleman an hour from now talking all things Texas Longhorns, letting us know where they will be for Texas high school football, as today we back. Texas high school football will be in full effect. Also, tonight I will be at the Savannah Bananas. They are coming to town. I get a chance to go and check those guys out, taking my son and my family over there to check them out. Big time baseball with the Savannah Bananas. It's gonna be fun. But first things first, Texas football. Texas football has a matchup this weekend against Sam Houston State, 7:15 at DKR Texas Memorial Stadium. But you can come down and hang out with myself, Mark Henry, and Eric Henry of Horns 247 as we will start the pregame at 4 o'clock and then lead you up to Craig Way, Roger Wallace, and Will Matthews for national coverage of the game for Texas versus Sam Houston State.
What are you excited for about the game? Is there one individual that you want to see, or do you want to see a unit or a player play?
I want to see what Arch can do. I want Arch to come out and play free. I want to see a different side of Arch Manning, because I think the biggest thing for Arch is he said it all week. Just relax and let it go. And coming up in the next segment, we're going to talk a little bit more about Arch, and we're going to talk about Colin Simmons, because these are two guys, big name guys, that we're all waiting to and take that next step. So we'll talk about that in the next segment. But right now, I want you to hear from Coach Sark as he's ready to take on Sam Houston State.
You know, this is for our players and our team right now, this is an exciting week. You know, we're going into week 4, and this is our first night game. And, you know, for the bulk of our players, you know, growing up in the state of Texas, Friday night lights are such a big part of their experience of playing football. And so the opportunity to be under the lights at 7 o'clock at DKR Saturday night, I know one is that our players are looking forward to. I know our fans are looking forward to. So pumped about that. Also excited for our team. I mean, these guys have really been practicing their asses off. And it's not just the frontline units. It's all the way down through our scout teams. And it's been a couple weeks now of them practicing that way. And I'm really proud of them that they just come right back to work. They stay connected. They continue to push one another. And that's what it takes, you know. And nobody said any of these things that we're doing would be easy, but in the end would be worth it if we continue to put forth the effort. And so, you know, the goal for me this week is that they take practice to the game and they trust their training and just go cut it loose and play the game of football the way I know they're capable of playing.
He said it, cut it loose. Go out there and be free. Play the game the way the game is supposed to be played. Play the way you practice. Go through the proper preparations to get yourself ready to go. And I think that this is a team, regardless of the opponent, I think what everybody wants to see is a clean football game. You know, Eric talked about it yesterday when what would make you happy? Well, go down and score on the first drive. Go out there and score on your first 3 possessions. You know, we were talking yesterday about Indianapolis, the Colts, and what they look like. You know that they haven't punted all year? They have not punted one time this season.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the types of things. And what did you ask me the other day? You wanted to talk about it before we went to break. You were like, we need to bring up the punter. Think about that. We talking about the punter and what he's been able to do. I brought up Mason Shipley with his field goals. What we need to do is see touchdowns, and you see the opportunities that are being presented to you to be able to do that. So those are the things that I'm looking forward to coming into this weekend. I also wanted to give an update on a couple players and what is going on with them. One of the players that everybody was asking about because of the changes of what's going on is Quintravious Wisner, and what does he look like and where is his progress right now?
Trey is making really good progress right now. I would say he's doubtful for Saturday, but I've been impressed with the progress that he's making. Again, this provides another opportunity for these other 3 backs of kind of their growth. And again, we're seeing some really positive signs out of these guys. We're seeing plenty of room for improvement. And then this is the goal for them, is from one week to the next to continue to improve in all facets of their game.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I want to see. I want to see more James Simon.
Well,
he's got typewriter.
You about to hear that?
Hey, I'm jumping. I didn't hear the sound.
No. What I'm saying is, what he just said was, yeah, this is an opportunity for all those guys, because not only is Trey Wisner out, CJ Baxter is still out. So now he said, I'm liking what I'm seeing for a lot of these young guys because they're getting those opportunities.
Yeah, so I guess Clark would be the starter, Baby Rhino would be the hammer, and Simon would be the third down, come in and get your spots in. But
he led the team in rushing last week. He had 18 carries.
Yeah, he was very
0
impressive.
to 100.
the guy's got the typewriter feet.
Yeah.
Like in contact balance. Like when he hits the ground and he puts that foot in the ground and you hit him, he's powered up. He's ready to absorb that energy.
Yep.
And then he can quickly get to that other foot. Running back is a very skilled thing. It's like being able to hit a 3-point shot. Like those guys are, they're worth their weight in gold.
Yeah, and being able to recruit well in that room has been a huge, huge success for this football team. Another thing that we're trying to get an update on is the health and well-being of DeAndre Moore and, of course, Emmett Mosley, who we have yet to see on the football field.
Demo's good to go. He'll be rolling Saturday, which is really great to have him back. I know that he and Arch have a nice connection. Emmett Mosley is still limited, but man, he's making a lot of progress. We're kind of on course for where we wanted to be coming into the season, and so all signs are pointing up for him.
And that cut off.
Hey, I'm excited to see Mosley though, because he's like a tight end.
Time.
I know. I'm wanting one hand and pee another to see which one fill up first.
You're gonna have to hold what you got.
Hold your water.
Yeah, you're gonna have to hold your water.
But he's like a tight end in a wide receiver body.
Yeah.
Like he's passionate about blocking people upfield. It's going to make the running game even better.
Yeah, you might get some more explosive plays and some guys that might be able to take it to the house.
Archie's going to love running the ball with him out there.
Because you might be able to take it to the house. But the other day we gave away our grades, and we talked about offense, defense, and special teams and what the special teams was able to achieve. You talked about the punting. We talked about field goal kicking, but we also talked about the return game. And I gave out my player of the game, and that was Ryan Niblett. And Coach Sark was asked yesterday, how impressed are you with Ryan Niblett?
Moving forward, I would say Ryan Niblett has been a guy that I've been really proud of, but also impressed with. He was a slot receiver 2 years ago that essentially moved to running back, that then moved to star during spring, then came back to receiver, then became our punt returner and our kickoff returner. And all he does is practice his butt off. All he does is continue to work. And I think we saw the explosiveness of the player that he is on the punt returns last week. It's unfortunate he's had a couple opportunities on kickoff return, and we're just not making that one block, and he's having to avoid a guy late. I wish we could block a kickoff return cleanly and to see what he looks like there. But he's a real Swiss Army knife for us on offense. And I think us continually trying to find ways, to your point, to move him around, to try to get the ball in his hands, I think would be beneficial for us.
Wow. That's heavy praise.
And he's done it all. And the one thing that the one player that he reminds me of, because he's been able to do so much, it reminds me a lot of David Benda, because David Benda was a running back. He was a linebacker. He was back to running back, and then he went back to linebacker. Because he's so athletic, he was able to get that kind of stuff done. So it's been really, really impressive. Coming up next, we're going to hear from Coach Sark on two of his main players that are ready to get unlocked, Colin Simmons and Arch Manning, right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
Still a little slow this morning on I-35 northbound after a couple issues clear between FM 150 over to Highway 45, about a 10-minute add to your drive. Similar slowdowns on 183 northbound. You're slow from 130 over to Highway 71, but not seeing any traffic delays on Mopac southbound from 183 over to 45th. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by ParkWiz.
Make parking the easiest part of your night with ParkWiz. Reserve ahead and roll right in so you can enjoy the show, the game, or a night out without circling for parking. Save up to 50% off a secured space and skip the stress. Smarter parking starts here. Download the ParkWiz app today.
Football is back, and so is your shot at big wins with DraftKings Pick 6, the official daily fantasy partner of the NFL. Your game day instincts can get you close to winning real money real fast. Here's how it works. Just pick more or less on two or more player stats, from breakout rookies to elite quarterbacks. Unlock the pride of upside in every snap that it brings. The better your cause, the bigger your payout. And the kickoff bonus, new DraftKings customers get $50 in bonus picks with just $5 entry. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use the code SPOTLIGHT. That's code SPOTLIGHT for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Better payouts and bigger wins. Only at DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. One per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 bonus picks that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Did you miss the Bitcoin wagon? Millions got rich because they got in on a technology you still don't understand. But the crypto gang got greedy, handing control of the Bitcoin network to China. This carelessness gives us a second chance called Texacoin. You're invited on the Texacoin journey. We'll guide you through this new frontier to claim your share of the profits. Don't let your friends get rich without you. Secure your seat as we take Texacoin to the moon and beyond. Learn more at texacoin.org. This is an investment that carries risk. Texacoin.org.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending
spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SPEED to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SPEED for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SPEED for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Cowboys corner Trayvon Diggs did not practice yesterday due to an illness. The Texans placed receiver Justin Watson on short-term injured reserve with a calf injury, signed tight end Brendan Bates to the active roster. Jose Altuve and Jeremy Pena each homered to help the Astros beat the Rangers to sweep the series. Mariners lost, so Astros now take a half-game lead for first in the AL West. I'm Ronza Moss.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz. Looking for an exceptional driving experience? Find it behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz SUV. Experience the power, precision, and intelligence of an iconic Mercedes-Benz SUV at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer today.
The NFL is off to a wild start.
Touchdown pass number 508 for Aaron Rodgers.
And the new season lives on iHeartRadio.
Touchdown Denver.
Local stations bring you the action live.
Touchdown Chargers.
Plus, fantasy advice and expert analysis with the official NFL Podcast Network.
Everything you love about football is on the iHeartRadio app.
That's a jet touchdown.
Just search NFL to dive in.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
Be positive. There's a lot of positivity that needs to be out there. Don't forget, coming up at 8 o'clock, we will have our guy Tommy Yarsh of the DallasCowboys.com, where he can break down the Cowboys, and we have Ann Parker Coleman joining us at 8:17. Right now, I want to get into the Texas Longhorns, because the Texas Longhorns have two superstars that we are all ready to burst back onto the scene. They've been criticized, they've been talked about, and been asked, what is the holdup? When you are trying to live up to the hype, it becomes a little bit of pressure. Pressure either busts pipes or it makes diamonds. Shout out to Lindsay for making me understand that. And it always ends up happening in a positive light. But the questions were asked about these two young men yesterday, about their practice habits and where they are right now. And what is Colin Simmons' approach in practice?
I mean, he practiced his ass off yesterday. I haven't watched the tape of today yet, but man, he practiced so well yesterday. He practiced hard. He practiced physical. He was running our games really well up front. He affected the quarterback. I mean, he was really good. And, I think as you go throughout the season, and sometimes when you play in games like we've played the last couple of weeks, where sometimes the opponent may feel like the offensive line might be a little bit outmanned versus your defensive front, there's thoughts and ideas of how do we neutralize a pass rush, and whether that's running the ball, whether that's moving the pocket, whether that's using varying cadences, whether that's getting the ball out quickly. And like we've tried to explain to Colin, when you're good, people are going to try to neutralize you. And so you have to have a plan to beat how they're trying to neutralize you. And part of that is having that poise and composure to stay on side. Part of that is to get frustrated when you're not getting home, and stay disciplined within the defense. And then part of that is maximizing your opportunities when you do get them. And so getting the half a sack last week, I think, was important. Once he got going, we all know as we start to move into the season here down the road in a couple weeks, people are they're gonna try to play a little bit more traditionally and take their shots and do their things, and we've got to be ready to execute at a high level when that comes. But right now, it's about, hey, am I playing with maximum effort? Right? Am I prepared really well mentally, physically, emotionally? Am I playing within the scheme of the defense with all 11 guys? And then have faith that when my opportunities do come, I'm going to be in the right spot to go make my plays. And so, hey, the flow of the season is what it is. We got a long way to go. Colin is more than equipped to have a great season for us, not a good one, a great one, and looking forward to him, kind of getting ready to take it to another level.
In the words of my boy Mark Henry, it's time. He's about to get there. And for him to go out there and practice the way that he has is a good sign for what Coach Sark just said, the excitement in his voice and what he saw and how he was tearing up practice. That is a key. Now, another one is Arch Manning. What Arch are we seeing? Are you seeing the Arch in the game, or are you seeing the one at practice? Because the one at practice seems to be the one that we need to get in the game.
No, I would say no. I would say we get a little different version in practice, and so naturally that's kind of what I'm talking about, is that ability to take Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and play with that same kind of confidence and intent on Saturday. And so that's the part for us, is that we see and we know what it looks like. My goal is that you all get to see that. And that's what we're striving for. He's had a great week. So I've been proud of him for that.
He's had a great week. Another athlete that has had a great week. So he's got to transfer the good that he's doing on the practice field. It now has to be a part of what he does on Saturdays in front of the crowd.
Can I give you my very jaded idea of what I think needs to happen? I think the offensive line needs to get together and they need to look Arch in the face and say, hey, man, we got you. We got you. We let you down. The false starts. You take ownership in what you did to contribute to his delinquency. And then the second thing, Coach Sark has to tell him, hey, man, you remember this is a game. The way you alleviate pressure is to minimize the things that make you feel anxiety. He's got to be able to say, listen, I'm never going to tell you in front of the team, hey, you need to change this play. Because when I say run the play that I call. But if you see something, Arch, and you let your instincts take over, do it. That gives you freedom, and the anxiety level goes down, and then you get comfortability. Like, those are two things right away that I would do, because I want him to get out of this funk. And he looks like the tics, all of this stuff, they manifest themselves by way of stress. People that have stress, they start they start rubbing, or they start twirling their hair. Like, you develop tics. Arch has a couple of tics, and that's because of stress. He's internalizing how much pressure he is under, and it's not his fault. It's our fault. It's the fans' fault. The high expectations, we talked about it last year. You know he's going to throw an interception and they're going to boo. Remember we talked about that?
Yep.
It's all manifesting itself. It's all coming to pass. But how you deal with it, he's never dealt with it. He's only had 4 opportunities to make it look good, and only one of those teams was a great team.
Right.
So help him out.
Yeah, I just think, like you said, I just think he needs to relax and go play football and just go have fun.
Sure does.
One of the questions that was asked, and I thought this was an outstanding question yesterday, was about the fact that they've made a conscious effort to never take a portal offensive lineman. We've talked about it numerous times. They'll get him at every position. But the one question was, are you going to change your thought process on some of that?
I think how we've done it is, one, we've made an emphasis on high school recruiting years ago. We had the one class, I think we signed 7 players in it. And then, and I think the smallest class might've been like a 3 or 4 class, but really we've accumulated a lot of offensive linemen, and then we haven't lost a ton to the portal. And so because of that, our numbers were in a good spot. moving forward the last couple of years. And we thought the development of the players was good. We didn't feel like bringing in a guy from another school, where would he fall in the pecking order of the guys that we had? And so many guys go into the portal thinking, I want to go there to start. And then they look at our depth chart and it's kind of like, well, I'm probably not going to start, so I don't really want to go there. And so that, I think there's a little bit of the catch-22 there. I never say never. I always say, when every year the portal rolls around, and this year the portal now is a smaller window, which we found out yesterday, January 2nd to I think the 11th or 12th. We'll do our due diligence on by then we'll have a pretty good understanding of our roster and how we're playing and the development of some of our players. And then what are our needs on our roster moving forward? And is it viable for us to go into the portal for an offensive lineman or not? But that won't just be unique to the O-line. We'll look at every position across the board. And I don't think anybody thought we'd go take a quarterback this year, and we did, and that's bode well for us. So, we'll evaluate it all, and then we'll try to make the best decisions for our roster the best way that we can. We still only have 85 scholarships. It's not like I can just create more spots, and that's a little bit different than maybe a couple of the other conferences around the country. The SEC has remained at 85 scholarships for football. So we have to work within the confines of that, because we still want to sign a great high school class with those players. We don't know exactly who's leaving our team, whether it's to transfer or to go to the NFL. And so you're playing that game of trying to balance your roster out to get your numbers right.
He figured out a way. They're going to try to make it work. But as Mark said, this team just needs to focus, go out and play free. And once you go out there and you score a couple points, I think everybody's going to change their way that they're viewing this football team. Coming up next, we're going to close out hour number 1 and have a little bit of conversation about the Cowboys. Oh, did that running back just get called the best player ever? We'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Texas football is back under the lights at DKR this Saturday, and Longhorns Game Day has all the pregame coverage you need. Join Mike Hardball, Hardge, and the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, live from Bevo Boulevard, beginning at 4 p.m. as they talk Texas and Sam Houston, visit with special guests, and provide key injury updates. And don't miss Mark Henry's Hype Train, 4 to 6 p.m. live from Bevo Boulevard on 1300 The Zone.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
Heading northbound on Mopac and Highway 183, watch out for a stalled vehicle in the right lane. It's thankfully not causing too much of a time loss this morning. Over on I-35 northbound, you are slow, though, through some usual congestion between Onion Creek Parkway over to William Cannon. Plan for about 10 to 15 minutes to be added to your Friday morning commute. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help you troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and help you save time and money down the road. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Hardge here. Friday nights in Texas mean football, family, and tradition. At Cover Ford Hutto, we've got trucks that are built for it. Right now, take $8,250 off MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-150 STX and $10,046,000 off of MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-250s, excluding XL, XLT, and STX trim levels. See dealer for details. Friday night lights, family, Ford. That's Cover Ford and Hutto, right off of 79 in Hutto or online at coverfordhutto.com.
iHeart presents
The police coming straight from the underground.
Ice Cube, bringing truth to power.
You know how we do.
Featuring 4 decades of attitude, a musical production like he's never done before. Taking the stage at Moody Center, October 16th. Ice Cube, Truth to Power Tour, 4 decades of attitude.
Homies got shot.
Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Hey there, local business owner. Ready to make some more money? Whether you own an auto shop or a dinner spot, Valpak Direct Marketing can help you do just that. All bells and whistles are included, so you advertise when and where it counts to reach new customers that spend more. Measurable results, proven reach, zero guesswork. That's Valpak. Visit valpak.com/advertise to see if you qualify for a free mailing. That's VALPAK.com/advertise. Let's grow.
Stop settling for weak sound. It's time to level up your game and bring the boom. Hit the town with the ultra-durable LG X Boom portable speaker and enjoy vibrant sound wherever you go. Elevate your listening experience to new heights because, let's be real, your music deserves it. The future of sound is now with LG X Boom. And for a limited time, save 25% at LG.com with code FALL25. Bring the boom. X Boom.
Lowe's knows how to help make your home holiday ready for less. Get Select Style Selections vinyl flooring for just $1.99 per square foot and have it installed before the festivities begin. Our team can help you every step of the way. See a Lowe's Red Vest associate or visit Lowe's.com/holiday install to get started. Lowe's, we help, you save. Basic install only. Date restrictions apply. Subject to availability. Installed by independent contractors. See associate for details. Contiguous U.S. only.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya guselkumab may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
From the Audiovisual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KBET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
Here's this week's iHeartRadio countdown of the top TV streams.
Here's what you've made popular by getting your stream on. Starting us off this week is season 2 of Peacemaker on HBO Max. That's followed by the law drama The Rainmaker on Peacock. Wednesday on Netflix has the 8th spot. The new Netflix drama Hostage falls back to 7 from the top 3 last week. Dexter Resurrection on Paramount Plus with Showtime has the 6th spot. Debuting at 5 this week is the new Amazon Prime Video drama The Girlfriend, starring Robin Wright and Olivia Cook. With The Terminal List, Dark Wolf on Amazon Prime Video in at 4. The Office spinoff The Paper on Peacock leaps into the top 3. Alien Earth on FX on Hulu slips back to 2 after its 4-week run at number 1. And that means after making its debut last week, the new HBO Max drama Task, starring Mark Ruffalo, rises to the top, your #1 streamed show.
And those are your top TV streams of the week on iHeartRadio.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. Our blood runs orange.
Now is your chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Alice Cooper and Judas Priest October the 25th at the Germania Insurance Amphitheater. All you have to do is get over to the iHeart, search for AM 1300 The Zone. You know, it should be already in your preset. Tap that red microphone and leave the keyword BEND. BEND is your keyword to win a pair of tickets to go see Alice Cooper and Judas Priest October the 25th at the Germania Insurance Amphitheater. Make sure you tuned into the Craig Way Show this afternoon as well. Craig will tell you all about Alice Cooper and Judas Priest. He probably sold some T-shirts back in the day for some of those concerts because that's what Craig used to do. But he'll be on from 2 to 5, leading you into the weekend. This weekend, coming up at the top of the hour, we'll talk to Tommy Yarsh of DallasCowboys.com as the Cowboys will be taking on the Chicago Bears at 3:25 on Fox. But you can listen to the game on 98.1 KVET right here on your home of Dallas Cowboy football and the Texans as well, as they will play at 12, and you can listen to that game on AM 1300 The Zone. But Ben Johnson, the head coach of the Chicago Bears, is very frustrated with his football team. And one of the things that we always talk about is how you practice. We've heard it for years since we were little kids. How you practice is how you going to play when you get in the game. So you got to give it what you got at practice. Well, new coach, new team, quarterback is trying to figure everything out. But the one thing that they're not doing, they're not practicing like a championship team.
I think our practice habits are yet to reflect the championship caliber team.
And he says it 100%. He does not sugarcoat it. He's not feeling any type of way about it. He's just letting you know that this team is not where he needs them to be. And as a Cowboys fan who I've been following because I was excited for what Chicago was going to get a chance to do. Some of my good friends, they are Chicago Bear fans. They are live and die with it, but they've been dying with it for quite some time. Just like us. We've been dying with it, excuse me, as Cowboy fans. We've been on that vine, but it's a good matchup this weekend. The Cowboys secondary is going to be tested. Caleb Williams is an elusive quarterback, but he also likes to sit in that pocket a little bit too long, and then all of a sudden he escapes and he's not looking to make plays sometimes, and he gets back into that little football backyard type of playing. So we're going to end up seeing what's going to happen there. But another game that I'm looking at is the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons is a team that I have decided that I'm going to support every time that they're on TV. I'm going to try to watch them every single time. And the reason why I'm excited about the Atlanta Falcons is none other than Bijan Robinson. They will be taking on the Falcons Panthers at 12 tomorrow, Sunday. But the thing about it is Bijan Robinson has now become that star player in the NFL that has become must-watch TV. And we played sound earlier this year or earlier in the preseason from Saquon Barkley to the NFL players. They were all talking about him being that ultimate weapon. We only had one person that wasn't very fond of, he kept saying, show me, didn't he? Didn't Mark keep saying, I got to be shown? And you got the ultimate weapon. You got Bijan Robinson. You got the ultimate.
He's got to prove it to me.
What? Yeah, exactly. Well, he's still trying to prove it to the Mark Henry, but he's already proven it to players in the league, coaches in the league, and he's even been more impressed in front of his own coach, Raheem Morris.
Do you think Bijan's one of the best or one of the best players in football?
There ain't no doubt about it. He's definitely the best player in football, like in my head. I don't care. He's unbelievable. Like, I love the kid. I love everything about him. I love watching him with the ball. I love his confidence. I love his demeanor. I love his mindset. I love the leadership. I love everything about him.
Man, that's a lot of love over there.
Man, it's not hate. That's love.
Yeah, and he is becoming that player. They are finding every single way to get that done because you start to think about all the things that are in there. You start to think about all the things that are happening in the NFL and where he was at that time. Those are the types of things that makes you understand how important he is to his squad, to what other people see when they're watching him, and the importance of being that type of player to help your team win. Now, Michael Penix Jr., he's got to do what he needs to do to help him. But when you start to look at the way that these teams have been broken down and the expectations coming in every single year, they got an uphill battle when you look at the NFC South, when you see Baker Mayfield and what they've been able to do. There's going to be a battle in that South, but they are in a prime spot, and they should have won game one, but they end up losing it to, guess who? Tampa Bay, because of Baker touchdown maker.
Baker does Baker things.
Exactly.
He just bake them up.
He's been doing it, and he continues to do it. So it's been a real exciting time in the NFL, and we're only 3 games in, 3 weeks. We're starting our 3rd week after last night's victory by Buffalo's 3-0, and the Dolphins are 0-3. And divisional games, they are already 0-2. Hour number 1 is in the books. Coming up next, we're going to talk Dallas Cowboys. Our man Tommy Yarish covers the Dallas Cowboys for DallasCowboys.com. And don't forget Ann Parker Coleman at 8:17. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
We're live at Specs, where elite snack strategies are unfolding. This shopper just dove headfirst into the cheese section, barreling through the brie like he's got something to prove. Now he's eyeing that top shelf tequila. Does he have it? He does! Unbelievable! Specs selection, flawless. Specs savings, unstoppable. He's loading the cart like a man possessed. And it all started at Specs. Cheers to savings.
We started Henyon and Walsh for people like you. People with integrity, honesty, and loyalty. The result? We care about you and your investment success. We're dedicated to your financial goals, so we'll always give you our best efforts because you've earned it. We're Henyon and Walsh and committed to you. Get a second opinion. Call 800-279-5279 or find us online. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services provided by Henyon & Walsh Asset Management. Securities offered by Henyon & Walsh Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
Listen up, football fans. Kolache Factory's flavor of the month, Frito Pie Kolache. We're talking seasoned ground beef, hearty no-bean chili, melty cheese, crunchy Fritos wrapped in that famous Kolache Factory dough. Whether you're headed to the game, watching from home, it's the ultimate tailgate food. Kolache Factory's party trays and catering will keep the whole team fed too and happy. Order ahead on the Kolache Factory app or online. Grab your kolaches at one of 2 Austin locations, North Lamar Boulevard, West Palmer Lane. Kolache Factory, a history of good taste and your new MVP for tailgating season.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya guselkumab may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Are you thinking about getting a new car? You don't know where to go. You don't even know where to start. Well, it doesn't matter what kind of car you want. Apple Leasing can get it for you. And if you're looking to save 30 to 40% on monthly payments with reasonable terms, there's only one answer, and that is Apple Leasing. You can call them today at 346-9977. That's 346-9977. It's important that you know leasing is not renting. It's the smarter option for most people. And if you've listened to me at all for all these years and haven't reached out, it's time to do it. Call them today at 512-346-9977. That's 512-346-9977. Save 30 to 40% on monthly payments when you lease from Apple Leasing. I've leased cars from them for over 20 years, and I highly recommend you do too. The number again is 512-346-9977.
The free iHeartRadio app makes your car radio jealous.
Live radio presets, lyrics for songs, and the most podcasts on the planet.
Plus, it all fits in your pocket.
Your car radio can't do that.
Make sure the free iHeartRadio app is on your smartphone now.
The #1 app for radio.
From the Audio Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. In hour number 1, we talked about the NFL. We had the conversation about Mike McDaniel and is this the end of the road like Boys to Men? We also had that conversation about Coach Sark and the expectations of a couple players for the Texas Longhorns. But you know what time it is? It is Friday. That means at 8 o'clock we go to the Metroplex, but now we go to Chi-Town with my guy, Tommy Yarish of DallasCowboys.com. You can follow him at Tommy_Yarish. And thank you, Tommy, for joining us this Friday. But I got to get right into it. Jadeveon Clowney signs with the Cowboys. He's obviously not going to be replacing Micah, but he does bring some experience and some toughness to that defensive line.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Absolutely. Jadeveon Clowney is a guy that, this is, I think you put it perfectly, Mike. This is not a guy that they're looking at as, oh, okay, Micah Parsons isn't here. No problem. We got Jadeveon Clowney. It's not 2014, unfortunately, but he's a veteran presence, and I think you look at the Cowboys' defensive end room as a whole, and they're very young. I mean, Dante Fowler is the most tenured veteran in that room, and after that, the oldest guy is in his 5th season. I think it's Sam Williams. So, they needed another body in there that can kind of help try to bring these young guys along, because through the first 2 games, they've kind of struggled to get home. They've generated some pressure here and there, but generating that pressure, is one thing, but bringing the quarterback down is a whole other thing. And that's what this team really wants to do, especially if they're only going to rush 4. And they've got to count on a secondary that's banged up to hold it down on the back end. They've got to find a way to bring the quarterback down and help relieve some of that pressure.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because the secondary has looked kind of putrid. You talked about 2014. That seems like that's where Russell Wilson went back to last week against the Cowboys, throwing for 450 yards. Dallas gets the victory, but there was a lot of speculations and questions about that secondary. Can you give us some updates on who's going to be playing, who's healthy, and is Trayvon Diggs still kind of banged up as he was exposed last week?
I wouldn't say Trayvon is banged up. I think it's just a matter of he's still kind of getting his legs under him.
Yeah.
I really think that Malik Neighbors is one of the best wide receivers in this league. And I think, 1 or 2 times you just kind of tip your cap, because he just straight up beat him off the line. And, sometimes it happens, and it's not the first time Trayvon Diggs has gotten beat. It won't be the last, and he's going to have his wins here and there. There was one play, I think it was one of the touchdowns to Neighbors, where, he kind of does his signature. All right, I'm gonna give a little bit of cushion mid route and kind of bait the quarterback into throwing the ball, and then make up the ground and get interception. But he was a step or 2 behind, and that's just a part of, this was his first full ramped up game. He almost doubled his snap count, and it takes some time to get your legs under you, no matter how long you play in the NFL. But Trayvon Diggs will be out there, and Brian Schottenheimer said, the restrictions are kind of off the table for him now, so you can expect him to be a full go. And back to similar type of snap count from last week. Deron Bland is still out. They're hoping that maybe next week is the game that he can come back for, but it wouldn't shock me if he maybe needs one more with the foot injury. And then opposite side, you're going to see Kyer Elam again, and probably a lot of Reddy Stewart again in the slot against his former team. So I think you really look at this secondary, and it seemed like, to me, the most daunting issue was communication. It just didn't seem like a lot of guys were on the same page, but Matt Eberflus and this staff feel confident that this is something that can be fixed. And can it be fixed in a week? I guess we'll find out on Sunday.
We're talking to Tommy Yarish of DallasCowboys.com. You can follow him at Tommy_Yarish on social media. I want to go to the offensive line, because Cooper Beebe is definitely out, and now you have Blake Huffman being able to step in that position. So what is this offensive line going to look like now that Cooper Beebe is out?
Honestly, Mike, I don't think it's going to be terribly different. And that's not to say that Cooper Beebe is not a great starter. He absolutely is. But situations like these are the exact reason why the Cowboys have Brock Hoffman on their roster. You think back to last year when Zach Martin went down, Brock Hoffman plug and play, and he was in there and he played pretty well. And, then he slid into center later on when he needed to, and he played well there too. So this is a guy who's flexible in what he can do, and he's played a lot of football with Dallas. He's got a good rapport with Dak Prescott, so they're not expecting any sort of snap issues. They had that one last week when I think it was the first or second play Hoffman came in, but Prescott admitted that was on him. It wasn't Hoffman that botched the snap, and so I'm not expecting too much different. Again, BB is absolutely the better player, and you hope that he gets back closer to that 4 weeks than it is 6. Absolutely, but Brock Hoffman is kind of tailor made for these situations when his number's called, and he's a feisty guy. He can get the whole group energized, and he can get under the opponent's skin very easily. Trash talking is kind of an art to him at this point. And he might be Da Vinci at it because it always works. So, it's a guy who's ready for this situation. He's been here before, and I'm not expecting too much of a drop off.
I love it. I love to hear that. A lot going on because of the Matt Eberflus returning back to Chicago, but his defense is going to be a little bit banged up. Well, I'm not even going to say banged up. They're trying to get better, as you pointed out just a little while ago, trying to get some guys healthy. But what has Matt Eberflus said about being able to go back to Chicago, a place that gave him his head coaching job?
Yeah, ever since Matt came back to Dallas, he really hasn't opened up very much on his time in Chicago, and you can't really blame him. I think that's certainly one that when you become the first head coach in a franchise's 106-year history to be fired mid-season, that's probably not a time that you really want to reflect on and talk about very much. I think it was tough. It was really tough, and it was a struggle. It was a struggle, and so he hasn't talked about it much, but he did a little bit more yesterday, just about how grateful he was for his time there and all the lessons that he learned from it. And how about probably the biggest lesson I think he said he learned was the communication aspect of things, where he felt like you got to be a better communicator if you want to be in a head coaching position, because being a head coach is nowhere near the same as an assistant. And a coordinator, you've got so many more responsibilities that you don't even think of. And so it's kind of ironic in the sense that he talked about communication being the biggest thing that he learned, because that's also going to be the biggest thing they've got to improve on here come Sunday.
I love that fact. We're talking to Tommy Yarsh of DallasCowboys.com. And Tommy, I wanted to talk about what we saw from Dak Prescott. He looked like a guy that was in total control from start to finish. You look at what Javonte Williams was able to bring to the table as well in a short period of time. But this offense looks like they're going to be able to put up a lot of points this season.
Absolutely. Dak Prescott, through 2 weeks, has looked like he's playing some of his best football yet. I think you put it perfectly, Mike. In control is the right way to say it, because he doesn't look like he's missed a beat from last season. And frankly, last season was kind of tough, and he was up and down to start the year. It wasn't very consistent, and it's been the complete opposite so far through 2 games. You look at that Giants game, and the fact that he was able to respond so many times and land the counterpunch when the Giants seemingly had the knockout. He really willed this offense to victory and set up Brandon Aubrey twice for field goals to get him to overtime and then win him the game. So you really have to be impressed with what Dak Prescott is doing for this offense right now. He is playing at an extremely high level, and I think you put it on the money. This is an offense that's going to score a lot of points. And if their defense is playing like they were playing last year, they're going to have to score a lot of points if they want to win games. But they've got another opportunity to do that here on Sunday with the Bears defense being pretty banged up. Kyler Gordon and T.J. Edwards, their starting corner and linebacker, 2 days of non-participation in practice. Jalen Johnson, their best corner, has already been rolled out. Grady Jarrett was limited yesterday in practice. So this is a banged-up Chicago defense. And, if you've got Tyreek Stevenson as Nation Wright as your starting corners against CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, it might be a long day.
And before we let you go, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the fact that Jerry Jones seems to be paying everybody and signing everybody. And next up, Brandon Aubrey. When is that man going to get his check? Because I think he's already shown people what he's all about.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you the exact date that it's going to happen, but I can tell you that it is. I am 99% sure it is going to happen, because there is no way after you watched that game last week that you let that guy walk, especially when you're paying kicker money. And, top of the market kicker money is not necessarily the most expensive check that the Joneses and the Cowboys are going to have to write. So he was talking about it on the radio earlier this week, and he said that they had already started some conversations after the game last Sunday. But they definitely want to keep Brandon Aubrey around because he's playing like the best kicker in the league right now.
No doubt about it, and definitely one who believes he can kick one from 70, and I'm here for it. As always, man, I want to thank you for taking the time, and we appreciate you. Enjoy Chicago, get you some good food, and bring a victory home with the Cowboys.
All right, Mike. Appreciate it, man. Have a good one.
No problem. There he is, Tommy Yarsh of DallasCowboys.com. Make sure you follow him at Tommy_Yarsh. Coming up next, Ann Parker Coleman is back and ready to let us know about high school action and, of course, her thoughts on where this Texas football team is right now on the Morning Kickoff on a Feel Good Friday edition on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Texas football is back under the lights at DKR this Saturday, and Longhorns Game Day has all the pregame coverage you need. Join Mike Hardball, Hardge, and the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, live from Bevo Boulevard, beginning at 4 p.m. as they talk Texas and Sam Houston, visit with special guests, and provide key injury updates. And don't miss Mark Henry's Hype Train, 4 to 6 p.m. live from Bevo Boulevard on 1300 The Zone.
The ultimate celebration of music.
Our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One,
is happening tonight and tomorrow.
Live in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena. 16 artists, 2 nights, 1 stage.
Streaming live only at Hulu.
And listen live on the free iHeartRadio app.
Tonight and tomorrow night, starting at 9:30.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
All lanes are closed down due to a crash on the service road of I-35 northbound at FM 150. And this same accident also blocks off the right shoulder of the main lanes. Plan for some major slowdowns around this spot. There's also a stalled vehicle blocking off the center lane on Ed Bluestein Boulevard southbound at FM 969. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by ParkWiz.
Make parking the easiest part of your night with ParkWiz. Reserve ahead and roll right in so you can enjoy the show, the game, or a night out without circling for parking. Save up to 50% off a secured space and skip the stress. Smarter parking starts here. Download the ParkWiz app today.
Let's be real. Tailgating is its own sport. From grilling, cornhole, and that 100-yard dash for that last Bud Light in the cooler. Gold medals? Nah. We all play for something better. The ice-cold victory we find in every can. Because Bud Light, which is the official domestic beer of Texas football, and now you can pass the tongs, Coach. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Football season is in full swing, and there's no better place to get in on the action than BetOnline, your number one source for all things football. BetOnline has all the latest odds, breaking news, live scores, and even in-game betting, so you'll never miss a moment. From every pro to college football matchup, to baseball, cage fighting, and hockey futures, BetOnline keeps you locked into the action all year long. Head to BetOnline today, because at BetOnline, the game starts here.
Hey there, local business owner. Ready to make some more money? Whether you own an auto shop or a dinner spot, Valpak Direct Marketing can help you do just that. All bells and whistles are included, so you advertise when and where it counts to reach new customers that spend more. Measurable results, proven reach, zero guesswork. That's Valpak. Visit valpak.com/advertise to see if you qualify for a free mailing. That's VALPAK.com/advertise. Let's grow.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Taxes are a pain. Dealing with the IRS takes forever, and understanding taxes, forget it. You need the pros at Tax Network USA on your side. If you're drowning in debt and don't know where to turn, call Tax Network USA for a free consultation today at 800-780-8888. That's 800-780-8888. Their team of experts have settled over $500 million in tax debts nationwide. They'll work to reduce your tax liability. Call 800-780-8888.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-935-3377. 800-935-3377.
iHeart presents Police coming straight from the underground. Ice Cube bringing truth to power. You know how we do. Featuring 4 decades of attitude, a musical production like he's never done before. Taking the stage at Moody Center, October 16th. Ice Cube, Truth to Power Tour. 4 decades of attitude. He gon' get hot. Homies got shot. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Would you drive 10 minutes for $500? That's the distance from CarMax to Henna Chevrolet. And Henna guarantees you $500 more than any CarMax offer for your vehicle. Just show Henna your written CarMax appraisal offer within 7 days, and you'll get $500,000 more guaranteed. Is your time worth $50 a minute? It is at Henna. Come get your money at Henna.com.
Henna Chevrolet, we'll always stand by you.
Together, let's drive.
Hey, it's Coach Sark. Now back to the morning kickoff with Hardge and Henry on your radio home for the Longhorns, 1300 The Zone.
Back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone. It's that time. It's Friday. It's time to talk to our girl, Ann Parker Coleman of K-View. She is back in the mix and making sure that all things are good. So I wanted to ask you, AP, this is a big, big weekend, not only for Texas football, but Texas high school football. And there's so much that is going on when it comes to Texas high school football. What are y'all covering this weekend?
Yeah, so our game of the week is Gerald Llano. 2 undefeated teams going head-to-head. Llano, of course, is ranked second in the state in their division. And this game last year, if it's anything like it was a year ago, it came down, I believe, to a goal line stand. Llano won out by just 1 touchdown. So you know that tonight it'll probably be about the same level of drama.
As always, and high school football in this area, you're starting to see teams like Dripping Springs, obviously Westlake going to Atascocita last weekend and getting that big win. And now they're getting ready to play Steele at home, which is another big-time matchup, with Steele being probably the best team out of the San Antonio area right now.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're coming off of a win over Atascocita, like there's a lot to be confident about. If you can do the same against Steele, then, I mean, sky's the limit for them.
Yeah, it's an exciting time. So I wanted to get into the Texas Longhorns as well, because as you know, this is a work in progress as we've covered this team.
It's a nice way to put it. It's a nice way to put it.
It's so nice. Yeah, it's a work in progress, but you can see some of the things starting to take shape. One of the things that Coach Sark has been leaning on has been on that defense a lot. I mean, he's an offensive-minded guy, but he knows where his team is best, and he's been talking a lot about that Texas defense. And in this week, he talked about what he saw from Colin Simmons and how he's decided to really turn it up at practice this week.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. We focus on Arch because obviously that's the biggest storyline, but I kind of think you can make somewhat of a comparison to Colin Simmons. He's not having the start whatsoever that we thought he was going to, but Sark said yesterday that you're right. Like he literally said he was like, he practiced his ass off today and is really ready to get things going. And so I hope we see a breakout game from Arch, but on the defensive side, like, gosh, I would love to see a breakout game from Colin. We're talking about a guy who at the beginning of the year had the balls to say that he wanted to break the single season Texas sack record. If you're going to do that, I mean, you got to get on it, because these past 3 games, with the exception of Ohio State, but like when you look at UTEP and San Jose State, I mean, those were games where you really, really could have racked it up. I'm sure he knows that, but, you know, can't go back in time. So all you can do is go forward, but you really got to turn it on now. And it kind of sounds like, at least in practice, he is.
Ms. Parker, what is the number one thing that you feel like is going to be required of the Longhorns in this game Saturday?
I mean, from a team standpoint, and then from the outside world, it's got to be Arch. Like, you have to get him right. It's so interesting. I feel like this week we just learned a little bit more, and a lot of it is because of journalists, like shout out David Eckert, who asked Arch if his problems were mental or physical. It's more of a mental problem. And that makes sense with what we heard from Sark yesterday. He said that they get a different version of Arch in practice than we see on game day.
What do you think he has to do to alleviate that pressure on himself?
Yeah, you know what? When we talk to him, he's a guy that you can just tell by the way that he speaks. Like, and this has been backed up by Sark too. He's really hard on himself. I think he puts a lot of pressure on himself. And we're talking about a guy who already has the weight of the world on his shit. Like, that's a lot of pressure and a lot of eyes on him already. I remember last year when he started those 2 games, one of the things that they emphasized with him is he has such a high football IQ and he is so hard on himself. Like, both Quinn on the sidelines and Sark really emphasized to him, like, hey, just go out there, play loose, have fun. I feel like we really saw that. I looked back at this, I believe it was 49-yard touchdown throw to DeAndre Moore Jr. in the corner of the end zone. Arch gets tackled, and when he stands up, like, he's dancing, he's having fun. Like, we need to see that again. And I don't think that you get to that. It's a 2-way street. Like, to play loose, to play confident, but like to play confident, you also have to play loose. I don't know which one comes first, but something's got to change. And I think that they will probably run him a lot more, because that will help get his confidence up, it sounds like.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we've been talking about. Just let him be free, because when you try to put him in a box, he's not that type of player. He's I'm not going to call him Vince Young, but he has the Vince Young spirit where he wants to run around and just kind of make plays with his legs, and then boom, I can hit you with the deep pass, get the dance back, and have a little bit more swagger. And I also having DeAndre Moore back is going to help him a lot too. So I'm expecting a lot for them. Obviously, the running game has kind of changed a little bit with the injuries that have kind of backed up, but we're starting to see some young guys take some steps. How impressed were you with last week watching Simon Clark and Jarrett Gibson get the opportunities?
Yeah. One more thing on Arch, Mark, to your point that I just thought of. I'm sure you guys maybe saw this and discussed it, but Joel Klatt had a really good analysis that Arch is playing too fast. So when we think too about him playing loose, I think just slowing down the game is going to be huge.
Absolutely.
Onto running backs, James Simon, Christian Clark. We saw Jarrett Gibson last year, but those 2 guys stepping up, I mean, I'm going to be honest, those are names like when you're reporting on the team, you like to think you know everything. I saw James Simon, I was like, wait, who is this? Like, you forget. And running back is a position that you really can never have too much depth, especially right now when, you know, CJ is going to be out this game. Trey he's doubtful. He's probably not going to play on Saturday. And so these are great games for those younger guys to get reps. And clearly they need to get reps because they're needed.
Right.
Do you think that Baby Rhino is going to get more carries? He didn't exactly light it up, and it opened the door for Simon. Do you think that he'll get more reps this week?
Gosh, I think so. I mean, I think. Yeah. Let's go with.
I'm gonna take that as a no. That you were as impressed with James Simon as I was.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, Clark and Simon, how about that?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I think the nice thing that Sark has shown is for these younger guys, just because they, have an off game or they mess up. I don't feel like they really get penalized for it. I think Grayson Littleton is a great example of this. Had a great game against Ohio State, against San Jose State. Had a couple mishaps. It's okay. Like he wasn't punished for it. I think when you think about a position like running back like this, like it is a little bit different, but I still think we'll see Jarrett Gibson in the mix. But you're right. I think it will probably be the Christian Clark and James Simon show on Saturday. But the goal is the score gets run up so fast that Jarrett Gibson has plenty of time to take, maybe some garbage time reps. But probably before that, but still.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be a part of it. But to y'all's point, I think that these other two guys have shown some excitement and some flair in their running game that will dazzle a couple of people. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about your guy, Parker Livingston, and what he's been able to do. Yeah, he's been able to make plays. He continues to find himself open. And again, once Arch gets his rhythm going, I think we'll see more from him as well.
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot more from them. You mentioned this earlier with DeAndre Moore Jr., just him being like a piece of comfort, just a target that Arch has a lot of chemistry with. I mean, gosh, you can't emphasize that enough with Parker Livingston. I think so much of his breakout this year, it's due to his talent first and foremost, but a lot of it also is just his rapport and his chemistry with Arch Manning. And, as we've seen throughout the season, he's kind of the go-to guy. I'm glad we've seen a little bit more from Ryan Wingo. He's starting to wake it up a little bit more. But gosh, what a great story. I mean, I love the nickname, but really I live for stories like this of a guy who, really crowded wide receiver room. You don't know his name last year, to be quite honest. You did it. And now he is the guy. And moment of appreciation for the suits that he's been showing up in at the stadium. I can't wait to see what he wears tomorrow.
I know you're all about that swag, so it's cool to see what he's been able to bring. As always, we're glad you're back. Glad you're back with us today. And we'll be looking for the highlights on tonight, number one, but of course tomorrow as well. As always, AP.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Oh, is she AP now?
Yeah,
no Miss Parker.
Miss Parker, AP. As long as you don't call me Ann, we're good.
Have a good Friday. Enjoy yourself. There she is, Ann Parker Coleman of KView. Make sure you follow her, Ann Parker Cole 1 on social media. Coming up next, you got the world's strongest man bringing you his world's strongest take right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you'll need.
All lanes are closed down due to a crash on the service road of I-35 northbound at FM 150. This accident also blocks off the right shoulder on the main lanes of I-35. You're also slow on I-35 northbound, making that drive from Onion Creek Parkway over to William Cannon, causing about a 10-minute add to your Friday morning commute. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders. Eli Manning here. There's nothing like football and King's Hawaiian Sliders. There's something about those soft, fluffy, irresistible King's Hawaiian Sliders that make them a winner on game day. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your grocery store. King's Hawaiian. There's nothing like it.
Mark, somebody just drove off in my truck.
Or maybe you just can't tell which one's yours again.
Man, everybody's truck in Texas looks the same.
That's because you still got that basic license plate. No flavor, no style, no Hardge.
So what? I need a plate that says sexy hardball?
Please don't. The streets ain't ready for that, man. But yeah, you need myplace.com.
They got custom colors, design, and you could put almost anything on it.
Exactly. Mine says world's strongest driver. Nobody's touching that.
Boom. And I'll get the Zone MVP. Speaking of it, you use the promo code DAZONE and you'll save big time.
So quit losing your truck, quit being basic, and get a license plate that's actually you.
That's myplates.com, where your ride finally gets some personality.
Man, just don't get that sexy hardball plate you said you were going to get.
No promises, bro. Just make sure that you get over to myplates.com. That's myplates.com. Use the promo code THEZONE, and this is your opportunity to be different.
Fall into savings at Maxwell Ford. Hit the trails in a rugged Ford Bronco or cruise Austin in a new Bronco Sport. Lease a new Ford Bronco for just $447 a month with zero down, or a Ford Bronco Sport for just $347 a month with zero down. Maxwell Ford, home of transparent pricing and no dealer add-ons. Visit us on South I-35 or MaxwellFord.com. Bronco MSRP $47,307. Bronco Sport MSRP $32,990. First payment to assignment 36 months, 10,500 miles yearly. See dealer for details. Ends 9/30/25.
Need cash for a home project, big life event, or to pay off high interest debt? Tap into your home's equity with a home equity loan from Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. Use it for home improvements, debt consolidation, a wedding, tuition, or a vacation with flexible terms up to 30 years. Fixed rates, no closing cost under $250,000, and no repayment penalties. This is money that works for you. Apply online today at atfcu.org. Austin Telco Federal Credit Union, helping you do more with your home. ATFCU is an equal housing lender. NMLS number 422857. Federally insured by NCUA.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed. Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's starting with the woots. Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin weather, mainly sunny for your Friday. A few afternoon clouds, a high around 95. Mainly clear tonight, a low near 70. Saturday and Sunday, mostly sunny with highs in the upper 90s.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders. Eli Manning here. There's nothing like football and King's Hawaiian Sliders. There's something about those soft, fluffy, irresistible King's Hawaiian Sliders that make them a winner on game day. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your grocery store. King's Hawaiian. There's nothing like it.
I'm Dan. He's Ty. Hello. And we're the Solid Verbal College Football Podcast.
Tune in for previews, recaps, bits you won't hear anywhere else, and all the emotional support you need as a college football fan.
Join us all season long as we ride the roller coaster of this ridiculous sport.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search the Solid Verbal College Football Podcast, and listen now.
We don't just love college football, Ty. We live it.
Longhorns basketball plays here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Great stuff from Ann Parker Coleman of KU, but you know what time it is when you hear that WWE Hall of Fame and the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, gives us his world's strongest team. Take it away, big fella.
All right.
What's up?
You know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for the world's strongest take by the world's strongest man. All right, guys. Back then, they didn't know me. Now, my tell on me. Well, the world's strongest take today, as I alluded to it earlier in the show, a little bit about the scuttlebutt of the Miami Dolphins. Are they washed or not? Coach Mike McDaniel needs to be fired, ? The quarterback needs to either retire or get better, ? Trade away a wide receiver heavy group that can make that team better. They spend more money, 41% of their salary is going toward their wide receiver group. The highest of any position group on the team and in the NFL. Not a good model. Basically, they need a reset. They have proven, though, in this game last night against the Bills that they can play smart football. Mike McDaniel actually put together a pretty good game plan. Maybe he was not all vaped out. Tyreek Hill played up to par finally. They used Ollie Gordon to create a power running game, which is something that they haven't had probably since Ricky Williams. They managed the clock in football situations very, very well. Right before the half, they put together a 17-play drive, ran out all the clock, and it just looked like they were on par to either beat the Bills or keep it really, really close to where it was not embarrassing enough for them to fire him after the game was over. Buffalo, I think, just beat them, and they're a better team. So I'm going to take just fire him off the table. But I want to know what you think. My take is that you don't fire Mike McDaniel, but you do move one of those heavy wide receiver salaries, and you try to get ready to use that money next year to upgrade your offensive line and create other things. What say you?
It's kind of hard to, you talked about the wide receiving room, and you got Jalen Waddle and you got Tyreek Hill. The rest of them are nobodies. You got Malik Washington, who's a new draft pick. You don't have a playmaker if you get rid of one of those guys. Those two actually are pretty good together. I think it's a bigger issue than just the wide receiver room. I think the Devin A-Chain, beast, monster, superstar in the making. I think everything goes back to Tua and what Tua leads with his team. Look, before the concussions, Tua was a G. Like we
thought he was the guy.
Tua was the guy. But those concussions just those aren't good for anybody. And since then, and I'm not trying to be funny, his judgment has been cloudy. It has been a problem. And even when you listen to him talk,
he sounds punchy, don't he?
He's a different quarterback than what he was before the concussions. And I know that as he gets older, it's going to get a lot worse for him.
Yeah, Hardge, I want to see if you felt the same way that I did last night. At the middle of the second quarter, he took off, had a 16-yard run, and I went, I was panicking like I was a part of his family. That's not a good sign. When you see somebody playing a game that's very violent, and they take off running, and you stand up in your house out of concern for this guy running, he can get hit and die, or have another severe concussion. It just really bothered me to see him running the ball, and he slid at the end, but it was a little close for comfort.
Well, he got hit one time, and he fell forward, and he kind of got up. His face was still on the turf, and he got up like he was banged up. But he got up, got back into the huddle, did his thing. But I think the story about the Miami Dolphins is a little bit bigger than that. Because if you look at their defense, they got good players on their defense. I think the back end needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but you look at their defense with a Bradley Chubb, you got Jordan Brooks, and you have Jordan Phillips on the defensive line. You have players. I think it has more to do with the leadership when it comes to Mike McDaniel and the quarterback position with Tua Tagovailoa. That seems like it's a bigger issue to me.
Wow. Well, so even if
I'm not saying
I don't think they
him,
can even trade. They couldn't trade him. Nobody wants him.
Yeah, there's no trade happening with Tua. I mean,
No, Tua
he's
can't be
damaged
traded.
goods, man.
And
he's one hit
McDaniel,
away from being out of football.
you hear one or two of his interviews, and you question whether or not he is head coaching material. He is not a leader of men.
I just realized it. Mark reminds me of Mr. Joe Clark from Lean On Me.
You are all expurgated. You are
Good Expeditions League.
You are out of here forever. I wish you well.
Mark is quick to run somebody out of town, but today's take was actually thoughtful in the fact of there's more to this Miami Dolphin team than what we're being able to see.
Man, thank you, man.
Yeah.
How at your boy?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Hold on a second.
We're gonna close out. We're gonna close out the show and send you to Dan Patrick. Coming up next, you're gonna hear basketball season is right around the corner, and you're gonna get a chance to hear from Coach Miller and what's his plan right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300. The Zone.
Fall in Texas means one thing: Texas Longhorns football. And you won't miss a snap all season long right here on 1300 The Zone. Touchdown, Texas! Your home for the Horns. Hook 'em.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you'll need.
All lanes are closed down due to a crash on the service road of I-35 northbound at FM 150. This accident also blocks off the right shoulder on the main lanes of I-35. You're also slow on I-35 northbound, making that drive from Onion Creek Parkway over to William Cannon, causing about a 10-minute add to your Friday morning commute. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Abacus Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Electrical in 20628.
Electrical problems are a warning. Flickering lights, warm switches, bulbs burning out too soon all need attention. I trust Abacus licensed electricians. Their years of experience make an electrical problem no problem. No wonder they say Abacus. You can count on us.
Keeping score of your finances but missed the Bitcoin wagon? There's a second chance called Texitcoin. Score big at texitcoin.org. The Texas Longhorns improved the 2-1 with a 27-10 victory over UTEP this past Saturday that saw flashes of brilliance from quarterback Arch Manning and also flashes of inconsistency as head coach Steve Sarkisian is looking for Arch to trust his arm as well as his legs.
You try to get back to some things that you know he really likes that we've talked about all week long, and that we talked about Friday, that he's, hey, I really like this. And then when that's not really hitting the way we want, then I'm always kind of in my back pocket have this idea of I need to let him run, and I need to let him run around, and I need to let him start playing football. But I felt like he pressed some tonight. He knew he was missing some throws that I think he's comfortable making. And then, you start, skipping reads and scrambling and relying on his legs too much.
The Horns will stay in Austin hosting UTEP this Saturday. Get in early on the next big coin and extend your lead at texitcoin.com. This is an investment that carries risk. Texitcoin.org.
Football is back, and so is your chance to cash in like never before with DraftKings Pick 6, the official daily fantasy partner of the NFL. Your game day instincts can get you to score real money fast. Here's how to play. Just pick more or less on two or more player stats, from the exciting rookies to the elite quarterbacks, and unlock the upside of every snap that it brings. The better your cause, the bigger your payout. There's no gimmicks. There's no convoluted rules. Just you, your player reads, and a shot at big returns. If you nail your picks, you're not just winning, you're stacking. Pick 6 rewards bold play with payouts beyond the minimum if you beat the field. You can pick a number of players. Like this week, I'm going to go with Bijan Robinson of the Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to go with Jonathan Taylor of the Indianapolis Colts. And I'm going to go with Christian McCaffrey of the 49ers to each score a touchdown. It's that simple. And here's the kickoff bonus. New DraftKings customers get $50 in bonus picks with just a $5 entry on your first set of picks. That's right. New DraftKings customers get $50 in bonus picks with just a $5 entry on your first pick set. It's that easy. This season, Play your player instincts. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use the code SPOTLIGHT. That's code SPOTLIGHT for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Better payouts and bigger wins. Only at DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. One per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 bonus picks that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
iHeart presents Ice Cube, Truth to Power Tour, taking the stage at Moody Center, October 16th.
Straight out of Compton, it's a crazy brother named Ice Cube.
Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Hey there, local business owner. Ready to make some more money? Whether you own an auto shop or a dinner spot, Valpak Direct Marketing can help you do just that. All bells and whistles are included, so you advertise when and where it counts to reach new customers that spend more. Measurable results, proven reach, zero guesswork. That's Valpak. Visit valpak.com/advertise to see if you qualify for a free mailing. That's VALPAK.com/advertise. Let's grow.
Make parking the easiest part of your night with ParkWiz. Reserve ahead and roll right in so you can enjoy the show, the game, or a night out without circling for parking. Save up to 50% off a secured space and skip the stress. Smarter parking starts here. Download the ParkWiz app today.
This isn't just a game, it's a once-in-a-generation event. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Come be part of a legacy that never stops. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Get your tickets today at harlemglobetrotters.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's the Craig Way Show with the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
A great week of shows, as we always try to bring it right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Make sure you tune in to the Craig Way Show this afternoon as well. Ready for Texas versus Sam Houston State, and catch you up on all the latest. I'd be remiss if I did not mention that Clayton Kershaw announced yesterday this was going to be his last season as a major league player. He's retiring after the season. So what a great Hall of Fame career he had. He's one of the best to do it. So I'm happy for him that he didn't try to make all the fanfare and make it all about himself. He decided to keep it moving, and that's good stuff for him as he comes to an end. But he's going to be a major part of what's going on with.
If anybody deserved a retirement tour, it was him. I wish that he would have made it about him. He was deserving.
Yeah, but that's not who he is. So he said keep it moving. So I'm with him on that. Also, this weekend we got the Houston Texans taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. You can listen to that game on 103.1 FM. That's where that game will be found. The Dallas Cowboys will be on 98.1 FM, but the Texas Longhorns taking on UTEP. Sam Houston State. They will be, you can listen to them on 98.1 FM and 103.1 FM as well.
You're going to start a fight, man.
But tomorrow, make sure you tuned in to the pregame show starting on AM 1300 The Zone at 4 o'clock. Myself, Mark Henry, and Eric Henry of Horns 247 will lead you up to the kickoff and the national coverage. I keep saying national, the network coverage with Craig Way, Roger Wallace, and Will Matthews. All right, Texas basketball is about to get started. Coach Sean Miller, the new coach of the University of Texas, met with the media yesterday, and what he wanted to talk about was what it's going to be like at the Moody Center and creating that home court advantage.
Well, I think the first thing is, like, you have to have the facility, right? I mean, you can't manufacture something that is not there. The size of it, how it feels, and even the volleyball game that I was a part of a couple weeks back. Jarrett's team when they played Stanford, it was electric on that night for the volleyball game. And I think that the seating capacity of less than 11,000. I have not seen the video boards because they were down but not active. And I think when you add the video boards in the size and obviously the world-class nature of the building itself, we have that. I think the second thing that we have is I think we have a student body that's excited and anxious to be a part of something. And I think the fact that they sit around the court where the corral seats are, that's the second part of it. There are times when the student section is put in a bad position. Here, we're putting them in a very, very good position to impact the game, to have great seats. And from what I understand, and again, you guys would know better than me at this point, there are times when that building has been nothing short of great in terms of how loud it is. And it always starts the lifeblood of every arena with the students. And I think number one is me to connect with the students, our program to connect with the students. So it's a fun opportunity. It's something they're proud of, and they know that they can impact the final score, because it's the one thing about college basketball. There's no game that benefits more from a home court advantage than college basketball. I really believe that. And I think the history and the tradition of some places back me up when I say it. The last part is the part that is the most meaningful, and that is you have to have a good team. You have to have a good product. You have to play an exciting style, a style that people are proud of, and a group of players that you could tell are committed to playing for the University of Texas. And obviously winning takes care of a lot. So there are steps. What comes first? The winning or the great atmosphere? And I think to some degree, the great atmosphere has to show up at the forefront of it to spearhead a lot of great things on the court. So I recognize that's important. That's a big part of this job, and I'm looking forward to embracing the students. I don't think now's the time, me and them, because college football is in full bloom and the focus is on Saturdays. But there'll come a time, and we've already connected one time since they've returned to school, to make sure that the corral and the student section understand how important they are to me and our program.
Oh, yeah. He's ready. Basketball season is here, and everybody that I've talked to, and I've talked to multiple people about what they've been seeing, and they said that it has been an outstanding camaraderie with the basketball team and the community and the players. It's going to be a fun year for Texas basketball. Different brand of basketball than what we've seen, but as always, Sean Miller has competed against the University of Texas, so he knows what it's all about.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people, including my guy Bill Martin in Rockdale, that's going to be very happy because his style of coaching is they like to get up and down the floor and score. And Bill always said, man, you can't win at the highest level scoring 60 points. You got to score 75 to 100 points. And you're going to get that with Coach Miller. He like to throw it in the basket.
Yeah. Hey, they're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm really excited about what's going on with this basketball team, because a lot of people always talk about, the newness, right? It's all new, but you also have some familiarity when you start to think about who is on the team, the guys that he brought with him from Xavier, and what the plans are for this program. So we'll see. But tomorrow it's all about football. There's a bunch of big games that we'll be talking about when we give you our scoreboard. Myself, Mark Henry, and Eric Henry of Horns 247 will be out at Bevo Boulevard. We will be a part of the action, and we cannot wait. As Texas will be hosting Sam Houston State, and it's going to be a matchup that a lot of people are looking forward to, but everybody's got their different reasons of what they're going to be watching in the game. What are they looking for to see where this team is? Is it the offensive line? Are they looking a lot better? Is it about the defense as they continue to lead this team? What is Arch doing? Who are the players that are standing out? And what opportunities will this team have to get ready for SEC conference play? Because this is it. This is your last non-conference game. What starts after the bye week on October the 4th, in Gainesville at the Swamp. You start SEC play, and it's not going to be easy. So I'm excited about tomorrow. If you missed any part of the show, get over to the podcast page, wherever you get your podcast. But, of course, we want you to use the always free iHeartRadio app. Make sure you tune in tomorrow afternoon, starting at 4 o'clock on AM 1300 The Zone, as we bring you Longhorn Game Day from Bevo Boulevard right there at Hook'em Hangout. For Mark Henry, for Marcus, I'm Hardball Hardge. And just remember this, you can't believe everything you see, because salt looks like sugar. Peace.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal life.